All right, today we're diving into something pretty cool from Google called NotebookLM. And look, this isn't just another AI tool for finding stuff online. It's about changing how you actually work with information, how you understand it, pull ideas together, and even create new things from it.
So let me ask you something. What if you could actually debate your textbooks? Seriously, imagine arguing with a chapter or asking a super dense research paper to just give you the 5-minute summary. Or what if a crazy, complex project plan could just explain its main points to you? Well, that's pretty much the big idea behind NotebookLM.
Yeah, I know it sounds a little sci-fi, but this is real. NotebookLM is built to take all that boring, static info and make it, well, dynamic and actually useful. We're talking about turning it into an instant mind map that shows you how ideas connect. Or, get this, a podcast-style audio summary you can just listen to. It can even whip up a study guide for you. And this isn't some coming soon thing. It does this right now. And here's a look at where the magic happens. This is called the Studio. And you can see it's basically a command center for turning your documents into all these different formats. You've got options for an audio overview, a video summary, that mind map we mentioned, even flashcards. It's all about making your materials active learning tools, not just pages you read.
Okay, so now that you've seen what it can do, let's get properly introduced. Meet your new AI research assistant.
So what is NotebookLM really? Think of it as a research and writing partner. Under the hood, it's powered by Google's fancy AI, the Gemini models, like Gemini 1.5 Pro. But here's the most important part. It does not search the entire internet. Its whole world is limited to the documents you give it. Its job is to help you make sense of your material, using summaries, Q&As, and all those cool transformations.
And honestly, it's built for anyone who's ever felt like they're just drowning in information. You know that feeling? Maybe you're a student looking at a huge pile of reading, or a researcher trying to connect the dots between a dozen different papers, or maybe you're just trying to get up to speed on some super dense project documents at work. If that's you, this is for you.
So, does any of this sound familiar? That feeling of just slogging through dense text? Or having your notes scattered everywhere in a dozen different apps? And what about that last-minute chaotic cram session before a test? Yeah, those are the exact frustrations that NotebookLM was designed to fix. So, how do you even start to tackle those problems? Well, it all begins with your sources. And this is where NotebookLM really starts to show off how flexible it is.
The whole idea is for it to be like a central hub, right? A single spot for all your research material. It can take documents, videos, audio files, all these different formats, and pull them all together into one place that you can actually talk to.
And I mean, the flexibility here is pretty impressive. You can upload PDFs, of course. You can connect files straight from your Google Drive. You can just copy and paste text, drop in a website link, and you can even give it YouTube videos or audio files. It just automatically transcribes them and treats the words just like any other document. Okay, so you've uploaded all your stuff, but how does it actually think? How does it process all that information? And you know what? Understanding this next part is absolutely crucial if you're going to trust the answers it gives you. The good news is, this isn't some magic black box. It uses a very specific, very clear process. It's called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. And its whole purpose is to make sure the answers are accurate and tied directly back to the stuff you uploaded. So let's walk through how this RAG thing works. First, it indexes your documents. Basically, it just chops them up into small, easy-to-manage pieces. Then it creates embeddings for them, which is just a fancy way of saying it turns those text chunks into numbers so the AI can understand them. Now, when you ask a question, it goes and retrieves only the most relevant little chunks from your documents. And here's the key. It then generates an answer using only those pieces it just found, nothing else. And that brings us to the most important concept of all, source grounding. This is the secret sauce right here. Because it forces the AI to base its answers strictly on the material you gave it, it massively cuts down on the risk of AI hallucinations. You know, when AI just makes stuff up that sounds good, that doesn't really happen here. In NotebookLM, your information is the one and only source of truth. All right, that's enough of the technical stuff. Let's see what it actually looks like to use this thing step by step. Okay, step one is super simple. Just add your sources. You can see here, someone's added a YouTube video about product design to their notebook. All you do is upload a file or paste a link, and boom, the tool gets to work right away. And just like that, you're on to step two. NotebookLM chews on the source for a second, and then bam, it gives you a summary right there in the main window. You get an instant overview.
At the very same time, that studio we saw earlier lights up with all those cool options to do more with the content. And now for the fun part. Step 3. You get to interact and transform. You can ask it anything, like explain this video like I'm 5, and it'll give you an answer. But check this out. It includes little numbered citations that you can click to see exactly where in the source it got that info. Or you just click a button and generate that mind map or that audio summary. This is where you really see how it can speed up your understanding.
Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, I really want to come back to that idea of source grounding, because it is a genuine game changer for AI tools. I mean, look at the difference here. It's night and day. With NotebookLM, you get answers that are grounded and verifiable, with citations you can actually check. With other AIs, they can hallucinate, make things up, because they're pulling from the entire messy, uncontrolled internet. But with this tool, your documents are the entire universe. That's all it knows. So yeah, its real value is in those verifiable, citation-backed answers. It's a totally different goal. It's not just about creating text that sounds right. It's about giving you insights you can actually trust because you can see exactly where they came from. It's about verification, not just having a clever conversation. So, if you take one thing away from this, it's that NotebookLM isn't trying to be just another AI chatbot. It's designed from the ground up to be a more reliable, more trustworthy partner for your research and learning. Think of it as a real collaborator, not just a slick piece of software. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to think about. When your own notes, your textbooks, all your research, when all of it can actually talk back to you, explain things, and even show you connections you completely missed, how does that change learning itself forever?